So Sibu,
good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Thank you for joining us in the session this morning. My name is Pearl, and I will be taking you through the session. Today, I will be speaking to you about the Legal Citator. I do have Tato, who's on the line. She will be handling our chat this morning. For any questions, please do send them through via the chat. All right, the Legal Citator. The Legal Citator is unique to LexisNexis. It is designed to analyze the precedential value of cases you're researching, and such will reduce your research time dramatically. The Legal Citator canvasses 4 law report series, and it is constantly and dynamically analyzing cases and generates reports that include precedential value of the cases. Since the precedential of the judgment changes, by using the legal citator, you ensure that the cases you have chosen to use still matters. The legal citator canvasses the following law report series: the All South African law reports, the constitutional law reports, the labor law reports, and competition law reports. It canvasses over 90,000 interlinked cases. In this session, I will show you the legal citator linked to legislation, how to access the legal citator, how to access the legal citator in relation to case law, the extent and usefulness of the information provided in the analysis, and how to conduct a legal citator and search. Right. Just gonna share my screen so that we can just have a look at the legal citator. The legal citator in relation to the Act or legislation. The legal citator window is found on the right-hand side of legislation. Here, we will be able to view the sections of the Act that have been judicially considered. Under each section that you have chosen, you will be able to refer to the number of cases that have referenced that section that you have chosen. It will provide you with the case name, as well as with the citation of the case, which will take you to the case. By clicking on the case name, it will take you to the judgment analysis. By clicking on the citation, it will take you into the case. When we are looking in terms of the case law, again, we will find the legal citator on the right-hand side of the case that we are looking at. The precedential value is determined by the treatment of the case. In reference to the green signal, that tells us that particular case has been a case that may be relied upon as authority. Other color signals may be viewed under the Legal Citator tab, under the Legal Citator on Case Law. This now shows us all the different colors that will give us analysis and interpretation of what they mean. We're able to view the case name as well as the parallel citations of the case. In the judgment details, here we are able to view the bench, who was sitting in the majority, who was sitting in the minority, the parties, the appearances, and jurisdiction. In the subject index, here we are able to view, in terms of the case that we are looking at, what were the subject areas that were discussed, thus reducing your reading time in terms of the subject areas, in terms that you may be able to view whether this case is related to what you are researching or is not related. By viewing the judgment history, you are able to view the history of the case in terms of which courts it has been in. Judgment treatment will show us which cases have followed the case we are looking at. By way of example, we are able to view that in 151 cases, this case has been applied, approved, and followed. It has also been referenced in 144 cases. When we're looking at cases, we are able to view the name of the case, as well as the paging in terms of where we would find that particular case if we needed to reference it. I am able to remove the color signals that I do not want to view, thus only leaving me with cases that would have approved, followed, or applied this case. I'm also able to view from this window the judgment cited by court in terms when this case was heard, what were the cases that the court referred to? Again, it will provide you with the color signals which cases were applied to this case, which cases were referred or considered, as well as your case name and the page number you will find those particular cases. I'm able also to view what were the acts, ordinances, bylaws that were used within this case, the same as with the rules and regulations in terms of the case that you are looking at. We will now look in terms of how we will be able to do a search while using the Legal Citator search form. The Legal Citator search form is found in the advanced search as well as the Citator search, which is at the top of your screen on the Lexis window. By clicking on the advanced search, I'm able to view advanced search as well as Legal Citator. Clicking on Legal Citator will take me through to the different tabs that I may be able to do searching on. I'm able to do a search on the Legal Citator using cases, where I'm able to complete the judgment name, the citation, judgment number, the law report series I'm looking from, the judge, judgment date. I'm also able to view country. I'm also able to search by using country, jurisdiction, division, appearances, parties, or hearing dates. Using the act, I can type in any one of these fields, either by country, legislature, judgment date, acts, ordinances, and bylaws. So I can put in an act name, an act number in year, or the section of an act. Using regulations, I'm able to put the judgment date, the regulations name, the regulation number, what type of regulation is it, the national, and section. Using rules, I'm able to search using judgment date, country, jurisdiction, division, rule name and rule number, and subjects as well. I type in the dates of judgment. I can type in the country. I can type in the jurisdiction. I can type in the division, and I can type in the keywords. I will use the subject as an example. If I had to type in a keyword here, once I've typed in my keywords, I'm able again to view any suggested phrases that may work alongside the keywords that I would have typed in here. I can either choose to select one of the other additional keywords that have been provided for me, or I may continue to do my search on the keywords that I've just typed in. I'll click on search. It will then provide me with the results that are related to the local standard according to the different subject areas. By selecting one of the areas, I can just merely click on an area. This now will pull information through from me in terms of from the Gracie's Index and Nota app. I'm able to look in terms of what it is that it was dealing with in reference to the locus standi. And then I'm also able to view the case name as well as the parallel citations to the case. I can click on the citation. It takes me straight into the case, again, providing me with the legal citator. Ladies and gentlemen, I trust that this session has been informative. If you do have any questions in relation to legal citator, you may take the time to answer any questions at this moment. Thank you. Tata, do we have any questions?
We do not have any questions at this. Okay, I've just had a question coming up. So, Akifa Low, thank you very much for the question. She's asking, how do you search within your search results?
In reference to the legal citator?
The question just
Because
says, how do you search within your search results? Akifa, maybe you can then, yes. So she's saying yes in reference to the legal citator.
Okay, just to quickly go to the screen that I'm in, one moment for me, please. In relation to the legal citator, we're able to search within our search results once we've found the information that we are looking at. So I will go into the legal citator by going back into history and viewing the documents that I have looked at. So we looked at it in reference to legislation. We looked at the legal citator in reference to case law, and we looked at the legal citator in regards to applying a legal citator search. We would have seen that the information or the results that is provided to us when looking at the legal citator is that it already provides us with a very full search results. So in an instance, I was looking for an item surrounding a subject area, then I'm able to go into a subject, I'm able to view the different subjects, and I can click on the drop down in those subjects. If I am looking for cases that have followed that particular case, so under judgment treatment, I'm able to access all those cases that would have been listed there by merely either clicking on the name of the case. That will take me to the next case that I would have looked at, or that I can look at, and I can click on the citation of the case, which will provide me with the case details. Alternatively, when conducting a search on the LexisNexis platform, we do have the advanced search feature, whereby if you have conducted a search, on the left-hand side of our search form or of our search results, we have filters that will further break down or filter through our search results by us typing either further keywords that we may want to use in conjunction with the search that we would have done. I'm also able to pull up a document. In my document, I'm then also able to search within that document by merely clicking on Control F, which will open a Google search, and I'm able then to put in the further keywords that I want to see within the document. I trust that that has answered your question, Afika.
Okay, thank you very much, Pearl. I think she also further elaborated and gave us an example. So maybe if you can navigate to the VAT Act. She's referring to Section 1 in the VAT Act.
Okay. Is that the income tax?
Hey?
Is that the income tax?
She just stipulated the VAT Act. Value Added Tax Act.
Value Added Tax.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so once you go into the Act, if you can just click on Section 1, she says that there's about 5 cases that are referenced there.
What?
And she's looking for cases relating to supply. So I'm thinking she wants to find out if we can search within those results from that point.
So basically, in this particular point, these sections will be speaking in regards to what that particular section is speaking about. So if section 1 is referencing supply, of which I can also view in terms of what section 1 is referring to. So I'll just go into the section. So section 1 here is referencing definitions. So it's basically giving cases that would have referenced section 1, speaking about definitions of the VAT Act. If I wanted to find within an act something that's dealing with supply, for example, section 9 as well as section 10, those two will be dealing with some information that is speaking about supply. So when I select section 10, for example, then it will give me cases that are relevant to that particular section that I'm looking at. So all of these sections that we are looking at, all of these cases under these sections here will all be referencing something that has to do with the value of supply of goods and services. I trust that that is being cleared up in terms of how you would be able to view the section and what those cases would be referencing when you're looking at a section. So all cases that are in line with the section will be referencing or speaking about what that particular section is speaking of.
Thank you very much, Pearl. There aren't any questions for now, so we'll wait for further questions.
Thank you.
Okay, ladies, I'm gonna end the meeting because we have less than 5 people online right now.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in this session, and I trust that it has been informative in terms of the Lexis Legal Citator. Thank you. For myself and Tato, goodbye.